Hi there. If you're watching this video, there's a good chance that you are facing a rather challenging job market and you're looking to see what else you can do in order to stand out from the competition. In this tutorial, I'm going to take you step by step on how you can use ChatGPT to customize your resume in a way that the recruiter on the other end will see the value that you bring to the table. So if that's something that you're interested in seeing, let me walk you through it now. Before I take you into ChatGPT to show you how to create a targeted resume builder, I'm going to first show you the custom instructions that we're going to use. And these instructions are going to be part of a ChatGPT project. I'll go into what that is exactly here in a moment, but these are the custom instructions that you only need to provide once, which is the beauty of ChatGPT projects. Now, this first portion is the base instructions. This is broken up into 3 distinct steps. The first portion is just the baseline, which we're giving it a role. We're telling it is a professional resume writer of 5 years. We're also indicating further in that we're also wanting it to reference not only the instructions, but also other documents like our resume and another document where we're going to detail all of our work experience, anything, details of a project, any metrics, any accomplishments. We want to detail that all in a separate document. That way, ChatGPT is less likely to overstate or hallucinate and say things that are not necessarily true or accurate. I found this very effective, and again, it's about making yourself more competitive, making your skill set and your experience much more obvious to the recruiter on the other end of this process. And lastly, we're also making sure that it knows that the intent is to, 1, make sure that it is ATS aligned, and 2, that it is scannable for recruiters once it gets past that point. Now, in step 1, I'm going to scroll further here. We're going to actually just start to see if this job is something that we are a competitive match for. So this is my process. You do not have to follow this. I'm going to make this custom instructions available through this Google Doc that I've saved. I'll provide a link to it both in the details or the description of this video, as well as in the comments. And that way you can use it as is, or you can customize the custom instructions however you prefer. My step 1 is to see if I'm a competitive match. I've personally decided not to apply to positions where I'm not meeting their requirements at least by 80%. So what it does, I paste in the job posting, it reads through the job posting, it then it references my resume as well as my work details document to see how well I match the job description. It assesses the fit. It gives me a rating or a percentage as to where my qualifications lie. In step 2, if I'm in this case, I specified that I want to be at least 80%, an 80% match for the job description. And if so, I'll go ahead and proceed, or I'll prompt it to customize the resume. So this is step 2, where we are customizing the resume. It identifies the critical skills and tools, responsibilities, and then I have it also optimize bullet by bullet how I want it to frame each bullet point for my work experience. I also indicate tone and style. Again, this is my personal preference. You may customize your own instructions in your own resume builder as you prefer. And then ultimately, there's final step is step 3, where I'm asking it, once I've approved the draft within the chat itself, I will then either ask it to provide a Word doc, or in some cases, most recently, I have it provide me a text file. And the very end is just a checklist of everything I'm asking it to do. So now that we've gone through this customized instructions for our ChatGPT project, I'm now going to take you into ChatGPT and show you exactly how I set this up. All right, so before we get started, I need to point out that ChatGPT Projects is available through the paid subscription. So we are looking at ChatGPT Plus, and that is the account that I'm using. We're going to find projects here on the left side of the screen. And you'll see here there is an option for new projects. So that's what we're going to use in order to build our targeted resume builder. So I'll just click on that once. I'm going to give it a name. We'll call this resume builder, keep it short and sweet, and then select to create project. All right, and so this is our ChatGPT project. We've named resume builder. Here we have the option to add instructions. And those instructions that I just showed you, this is where we're going to add that. So we'll click here on the right side, and I'm going to go ahead and paste in those detailed instructions. And again, you can find the instructions. You don't have to take them down now. You'll find a link to the Google Doc that I saved them in, either in the description of the video, or you can also find it in the comments. So we'll go ahead and save these instructions. And now we also have the option to add files. So we'll click on this once. I'm going to add 2 files. Here I'll add the resume. I'll call it the original resume that I have. Open that there. Then I'm also going to add a document where I have gone through and really detailed, thoroughly described projects that I've worked on, accomplished, really the nitty-gritty of your work experience as much as you can recall into this document. And that way it prevents ChatGPT from hallucinating or making things up or overstating your experience. And I found this when I first started using this and building this, I didn't have this in place. And so I struggled with that. And then as I have it, part of the instructions is that it prompts me with questions. If it's not sure regarding, whether or not I have specific experience. And so I started saving these questions and answers into a document. And that's how I got started. You can do that, or you can just take some time and document the specifics of your work experience. So now that we have that in place, we can now start using it. It's just that easy. This is not a complicated process. The next part is just getting it to providing a job description and letting it work its magic. So let me show you an example of one. All right, so I have a job description that I saved, and I'm just going to place it in the chat so that you can see how this works. I've masked the actual corporation, but anyway, it's an example so that you can see how this works. So I've pasted in the full job description, and I'm going to scroll down to see step 1, what is the fit analysis? How do I stand as far as the job description is concerned? And it's overall, I'm an excellent fit. I meet about 95% of required skills. So that works. And then it goes ahead and details my key qualifications, what makes me strong for this particular job, or what makes me strong for this particular job description. And then it also mentions minor gaps that I might have, things that it was not, that doesn't show up on my resume or in that additional work experience document that I provided. And then it recommends a strategy. So strategy to position yourself competitively. And then the next part is, would I like to proceed into step 2? And I will simply select, yes, I would, since I'm a 95% match. All right. And so here, these are, as you might see, this is not, phone number is just a placeholder. I've limited how much I give ChatGPT. You can also mask this information. But, this is the resume that it's generated for me based on the information that I've given it. It provides me with a tailored professional summary. I have core competencies here, also specific to the details that I've provided, and also highlighting what would be most significant to the recruiter that is hiring for this particular position. So I'll go ahead and scroll further. This is the professional experience. And so you get the general idea. These bullet points, these aren't generic or simply reinstating what's in the job description. What it does instead, it tailors it. It takes the tone, it takes keywords, and it incorporates into your custom resume instead. That way, one, it'll get through the ATS scanner, and two, the recruiter will see on their end how your experience is a good fit for what they're looking for. All right. And then it did add an extra section, which I'll probably opt out of. But here, everything looks good. This is what I was hoping it would accomplish. Now I'll go ahead and proceed with the next step. And let's see, there isn't anything I want to edit, so I'm going to go ahead and tell it to give me the Word document. So I can just simply say Word doc, please. Well, I don't have to say please, but out of habit, I still do that. All right, so just give it a moment and it will then provide us with a link to a Word doc that it will, and then we can take this Word doc and customize it, or rather format it if there's any formatting changes. So this is the resume that was placed into a Word doc. And here what I recommend you do is go through the document, make sure the formatting and the details are as you expect it to be. But here this is a great way to efficiently customize your resume to every job posting. So there you have it. You can now leverage ChatGPT in order to make yourself more competitive in this already challenging job market. If you found this video helpful, please share and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you in the next one.